Welcome back into DSI. We start our news break with news out of Ocean City, where you must now wear a mask on the boardwalk between the hours of 8 a.m. and 2 a.m. Mayor Rick Meehan passed a declaration during a council meeting saying he believed he needed to be even more specific than the state mandate in regards to the boardwalk. Like the state mandate, the order applies to everyone over the age of 5. Speaking about the new order, Mayor Meehan said, quote, "Taking these actions seriously and practicing personal responsibility will help us move Ocean City and the rest of the state forward." Well, staying with news about beaches, Denmarva lifted the recreational swimming advisory for the beach town after water quality tests taken yesterday showed bacteria levels had returned below the advisory level. We're told ocean beach swimming advisories based on bacteria levels usually end after a day or so. Denmarva water quality experts say the elevated level of bacteria that caused the advisory is most likely associated with rainfall that occurred on Tuesday night. And of course, for the latest on those advisories, you can head to our website. That is 47abc.com. Well, in other news tonight, Talbot County Public Schools have announced that they will start this school year virtually, but then quickly phase students back into school. The plan approved by the Board of Ed includes 5 different phases. Working students back in starts in phase 2 in week 2, and that works all the way up until phase 5, where the goal is to have all students back in school. The plan is subject to change depending on daily health statistics. We're told the reason why they're pushing for face-to-face instruction is to ensure that every student has a fair learning experience.
Who do not have internet access, which is part of the reason why we need to offer the opportunity for face-to-face learning. That's very important, and that's why we couldn't just say we're going all virtual for the whole semester.
Another change this year, school will start on September 8th instead of August 24th as was previously scheduled. We're told the Board of Education wanted to give teachers a little extra time to prepare for virtual learning. Now, the final reopening plan will be presented to the Board of Education at their meeting on August 12th. In the meantime, we want to hear what you think about this decision to start virtually, then phase the students back in. You can tell us on our Facebook or Twitter right now. All right, well, as we head into the weekend, daily positivity rates on Delmarva seem to be trending in the right direction. That is good news. In Maryland, 1,169 cases were added today, bringing the state to a total of 88,346 with a positivity rate of just 4.12. In Virginia, they added 955. Their total now at 86,501 with a positivity rate of 6.2. Lastly, in Delaware, they added 99 cases today. Their total is now at 14,788 with a positivity rate at 4.7. Now, when we take a look at our hardest hit counties here on Delmarva, here's where we stand. Wicomico County adding 10 cases today. That brings them to a total of 1,279. Their positivity rate at a low 2.81. That's amazing news. Worcester County added 32 cases, bringing their total to 550. Their positivity rate at a 3.86. That's down by nearly 1% since yesterday. Lastly, Sussex County adding 25 cases. They now have 5,608. Their positivity rate at a 4.8. Well, in Maryland, Governor Larry Hogan is extending the emergency order prohibiting utility providers from shutting off services during this pandemic. The order bans any utility provider from turning off or charging late fees for residential services. That includes electricity, water, phone, internet. The extension of the emergency order lasts through September 1st and was first declared on March 16th, shortly after the state of emergency was put into place. That last extension was supposed to end tomorrow. Well, staying with news related to COVID-19, the town of Bethany Beach and the Bethany Fenwick Area Chamber of Commerce have teamed up to find a solution to bring more tourists in during the pandemic. Throughout the month of August, Bethany visitors will be able to park for free on Tuesday evenings from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. with free parking for the entire month of September. Executive Director of the Bethany Fenwick Area Chamber of Commerce, Lauren Weaver, says the removal of paying to park is great news for businesses and those looking to enjoy the town. Meanwhile, town officials say businesses are an important part of their community, and they hope that these small changes will encourage more customers to visit and support Bethany Beach businesses. Well, in other news, with Hurricane Isaias forecasted to hit Virginia in some way next week, Governor Ralph Northam has already issued a state of emergency. Northam says the state of emergency will ensure communities have the assistance they need to protect the safety of Virginians, particularly as the state continues to deal with the COVID-19 crisis. While the track of Hurricane Isaias is still uncertain, it appears increasingly likely that Virginia could see impacts and therefore must prepare for the possibility of flooding, high winds, and potential storm surges that could come along with a tropical storm or hurricane. Governor Northam encourages Virginians to take all necessary precautions, monitor local forecasts, and stay alert. And speaking of those local forecasts, our Chief Meteorologist Daniel Johnson has been tracking Hurricane Isaias for us. Daniel, what are the latest models showing us in terms of any possible impact for Delmarva?
Well, as you mentioned, the likelihood of some impact here on Delmarva is increasing. So we're continuously watching this system, and it is strengthening a little bit tonight. It went up to 80 miles per hour. So let's take a look at the forecast, and you can see it right here, latest satellite imagery, and it is bubbling up. Look at the bright whites here. That is a lot of convection right around the eye, and it is heading north-northwest towards Florida. But does it hit Florida, or does it curve and stay in the water before it hits Florida? If it stays in the water, it has more time to strengthen, and the track could be a little more to the east if it stays in the water. So we're going to keep watching that for you. But either way you look at it, it's looking likely that we will have some impact from Isaias next week. Here's a live look outside our Morse Roofing and Siding Skycam. A couple of people out there. Very quiet night, though, in terms of the weather. Look at this beautiful picture out of Cape Henlopen State Park. Karen, just gorgeous here, right on the water and the lighthouse. We want to see your weather pictures. Just email us weather@47abc.com. Right now, in terms of temperatures, it's warm and it's a bit muggy, 75 degrees in a lot of locations, and weather watchers calling in with temperatures in the low to mid 70s as well. Rainfall, not a lot right now, just a few light showers across the region, mostly south of Salisbury. Crisfield, Chincoteague reporting a few showers, and that's where most of the rain will linger through tonight. There's more rain to the west heading towards the region, so we can't rule out a few showers as we head into tonight and tomorrow. Here's another image that we can show you here, our infrared satellite, and this gives you a better idea of that convection bubbling up right around the eye, and that does show some strengthening here. And there's another one on the eastern side of it, a lot of lightning associated with this storm on the eastern side. So still a category 1, but it strengthened a bit, 80 miles per hour. It was 75 miles per hour earlier. The pressure down to 987. So when you see low pressure get below 990, that's when it starts to become quite strong. So category 1, really going to ride the coast of Florida here over the weekend. So hurricane warnings are in effect. And then it could make another landfall if it makes landfall in Florida across the the Carolinas, I should say, on Monday. And then look at this, the latest track has a tropical storm of 65 miles per hour tracking right on top of Ocean City and heading towards New England. So we need to watch this, but we're still in that cone. So the eye could be over Salisbury, it could be over DC, it could be over the ocean. So anywhere within this track. But again, the confidence is increasing when it comes to the impacts. Look at all these lines here. Of course, spaghetti models, we like to use these. Look at the cluster. They're all kind of agreeing here about it riding that eastern side of Florida. And then almost every model has the storm going over top of Delmarva. That's why our confidence is much higher in terms of impacts early next week. A few showers tonight, lows near 70. Not a washout tonight and not a washout tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, though, tomorrow. A few peaks of sun. Temperatures warmer than today in the mid to upper 80s. If you're taking the boat out tomorrow for Saturday, we're looking at not a bad boating day, but just keep an eye to the sky. Mostly cloudy on Saturday at the beaches. Some peaks of sun, but Sunday's your better beach day. 86 degrees with mostly sunny skies. And you can see most of that rain just kind of dissipates tonight. We're not expecting a lot tomorrow. The morning should be dry tomorrow, but by the afternoon, just a few spotty showers. And then on Sunday, that sunshine comes back in full force, but it heats up too into the low 90s. And this is when we're concerned about Isaias. Monday night into Tuesday, we're more confident with the heavy rain and flooding concern, but we're not too confident with wind just yet. Stay tuned. Julian?
A good way for you to stay tuned is to download the 47ABC weather app to get the latest.
Ding, ding.
With that, it is done. We're done with the news portion of the show. When we return, though, we're bringing you this week's top plays sponsored by Delaware Appliance. Don't go anywhere. This is DSI.
Hi, this is Caleb Mitchell from Salisbury Christian, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.